during the evolutionary journey that each of us chooses to embark on. Obstacles arise with a precise purpose: to expand consciousness by experiencing the presence in the here and now, and the progressive opening of our hearts. All of this can only be experienced through the awakening experience. Spiritual awakening does not mean that all our problems have come to an end, quite the opposite. As we begin to ascend, we encounter various spiritual crises that initially invade the realm of interpersonal relationships. The shift in energy frequency that comes with an awakened state of consciousness can be so drastic and incomprehensible to those around us that relationships can sometimes become problematic. Relationships that were once strong may break apart, and some married couples may separate, severing ties with old friendships. Friends and family are often taken aback by the behavior of the person going through the awakening. Most notably, one can experience true psychological disturbances, primarily confusion. The awakening of the dormant mind can lead to moments of ego dissolution that are very challenging to handle. Serious concentration problems may arise as the mind becomes overwhelmed by new thoughts, visions, or, generally, repressed unconscious mental contents. When we dismantle the personality, it is crucial to construct a substitute for the small ego to avoid losing ourselves in the depths of the unconscious. During moments of pure madness, spiritual people need solitude to find their authenticity and return to their own energy. In fact, spiritual gifts begin to flourish because we are pure with ourselves and the divine love that flows through us in a somewhat strange and inexplicable way. Solitude arrives when everything begins, and it is precisely this feeling of solitude that reshapes and adjusts our social relationships and living conditions. This experience allows us to reevaluate our relationships, recognizing those that no longer resonate with us. It enables us to distance ourselves from negative influences and toxic, harmful relationships, and to meet new people who exist on our frequency. Through solitude, spiritual individuals can unravel all the emotions and thoughts, feelings and expectations, dramas, and low vibrations of other people. Eventually, we remember who we truly are, free from the accumulation of external energies. During spiritual transitions, there are many ups and downs, as things we once loved no longer seem to fit our souls. Relationships, jobs, and preferences change as we carry more love and light in our hearts. It is a necessary condition to redirect our attention inward to that sacred space where spiritual solitude pushes us out of the physical world, compelling us to connect with the higher plane of intuition. This is where synchronicities manifest, where we receive signals and messages, and where we feel the subtle yet powerful presence of highly potent energies. When we embark on a spiritual journey, there are so many changes and revelations that we can feel very isolated. The problem arises when we suffer from the condition of solitude and do not accept it. The suffering that arises from this stems from the fact that we are dominated by the idea we create about solitude, making us feel distant and separated from everything and everyone in a state of detachment that can lead to apathy and depression. Learning to be alone is important for developing freedom and internal growth. Feeling good about oneself is crucial for inner balance, so we need to take a path that allows us to feel good about ourselves. Moreover, to feel good about others, you must first feel good about yourself. This is why older souls, or those on a spiritual path, often feel the need to withdraw into solitude. The most intelligent and creative individuals are often the most reclusive. It is well demonstrated that those leading a more solitary life can develop more talent and a brighter mind. Solitude is not an unhappy condition. Rather, it allows us to find the place where true happiness is born. On the other hand, happiness does not depend on external factors, circumstances, possessions, or the people in your life. So, if you suffer from loneliness, you can try to transform this apparently unpleasant condition into an opportunity to reconnect with your deepest self. Conversely, if you are always surrounded by people because you fear being alone, you may create moments of solitude instead to access that inner silence, which will allow you to connect with that sacred space within you from which everything originates. In reality, solitude is the means by which we awaken when we finally delve into ourselves. We begin to remember who we truly are. This is the point from which we start to understand that Earth is not our true home, and we have a sense that it is elsewhere. We start to miss it simply because our souls have awakened enough to attain full consciousness on this physical level. This awareness questions everything. To be fully awake, one must know oneself completely. It is necessary to recognize all those wonderful divine fragments within us. Then, pain will dissipate and eventually be replaced by a strong sense of purpose and truth. After a while, we start seeking help from other planes. This often happens automatically. Often when you begin to notice significant synchronicities, celestial signs, messages, and presences. The process of awakening in the elevation of energies can lead to profound solitude, partly desired by the awakening individual and partly due to the incompatibility with the system in which they've always lived. All of this is normal and part of the transition process from a dormant consciousness to an awakened one. As the ego becomes subtle, the soul can shine and regain control of its own creations. The power of manifestation becomes so strong and the vibration so high that you will start to attract people of a higher vibration and find your spiritual family. Sometimes, this solitude is necessary to complete the ego's death and the death of the false identity. Ultimately, we understand that our personality will always be there, but we can observe it from the perspective of a witness without identification with the masked illumination of the soul. Thank you for watching this video. If you believe it could help, please share it.